You know, I never expected a recap episode to be able to elicit emotion out of me, but here we are, I guess. Like, I'm not sure which is sadder, the story itself or, like, the fact that there are no more Vivy Saturdays anymore. You're probably watching this on a Monday, assuming you're watching this on the day it releases. And sorry for, having the video be late and all, because I saw this on a Saturday, but I just didn't really have the time. Now, generally speaking, there are two types of reviews I do. You've got the normal reviews, aka a giant recap of the entire show or season at the very end of the airing. That's shown after I've finished watching the entire show. Or you've got these episode-by-episode reviews. And generally speaking, for the episode-by-episode review, I mean, technically I've only done two, so I really don't know how it is, but generally I told myself for these episode-by-episode reviews, I wouldn't really do a massive review at the end. But considering that on Saturday there was a release of a special where they basically recap the entire episode, I said I might as well make a review video for that one too and sort of recap the episode. So, yeah, here we are. So for this review, I kind of wanted to talk about the music because we do see a lot of the music. Like, we don't hear that much of, like, the direct OST itself. Obvious reasons. It's a 23-minute episode, whereas the entire show has, like, dozens of 20 minutes worth of videos. So I suppose I can't really talk about the OST, like, in entirety, but I do kind of want to talk about the big songs, obviously. And I'm not going to go into that much detail because I love music, but, like, I'm not really much of a music talker. I can't, it's kind of hard for me to, like, talk about music since I'm not, like, that experienced at it. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit at the end. I'm going to talk about a bit more about theories in this video. And yeah, that's kind of, like, generally what I'm going to, like, show you guys in this video, because I do want to talk a bit about the music, because I realize I haven't really talked about the music all that much, and in all honesty, I'm probably not going to mention it that much throughout this video either, but yeah. So before that, before I talk about, like, the music and stuff, I kind of want to tell you about, like, the nature of the recap itself. So I'm pretty sure that most of you here, or at least I hope that most of you here have already seen the recap. If not, you honestly haven't missed out on much. It's, like, all of it is pretty much just a recap, and there are some new lines from Matsumoto, but other than that, it's Matsumoto, Cue Matsumoto, but other than that, it's mostly the same. It just kind of recaps the episode. A thing I've noticed is that towards the very beginning of the recap, like the first few episodes, the recap seems a bit more rushed, whereas in the last ones the more recent episodes, they go into, like, a bit more detail on, like, the nature of, like, how they did things. I don't know, maybe the animators were kind of forgetting, maybe, because, like, if you animated something a long time ago, you're not as likely to remember the events there as you are to remember the events in the new, the newer episodes. So, yeah, once again, I'm not really going to talk about, like, the recap itself, or, like, any of the additional things I kind of wanted to say. Kakitani should have lived longer. The purple-haired scientist lady, what's up with her? As a matter of fact, she didn't even appear in the recap, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, she didn't appear in the recap, so, I mean, maybe she really wasn't important. Although, I do want to say one more thing as, like, a little side note. I do wish we got to see a bit more of Momoka and Navi as well. I think I might have said this in my previous review, but yeah, I wish we got to see more of Momoka and Navi in episode 1 so that we could get a bit more attached to them. As I said, this whole anime really deserved to have, like, 4 more episodes attached to it. It should still be ongoing, as a matter of fact, in my opinion, because 13 episodes really wasn't enough. Like, maybe 3 or 4 more episodes, that would have been really amazing. But all that aside, it is what it is. Oh, there actually is one more thing I kind of want to see, though. You know how Dr. Matsumoto claims that Vivy brought him back from the brink? I kind of didn't really see that. I mean, sure, we got, Vivy, and who's clearly a very important part of Dr. Matsumoto's life, Osamu Matsumoto, but we never, like, get to see how she really brings him back from the brink. Because that's another thing. I kind of want to see more of Dr. Osamu Matsumoto's family. Like, we see his wife, Nana, for, like, 2 scenes. And then we see his daughter, Luna, for, like, 1 scene. Still has more screen time than the mom. And still, pretty symbolically important. And they both die off screen. And they're just relatively unimportant. I mean, like, dude, come on. I kind of wanted to see more of him. Plus, it doesn't really show how Vivy brings him back from the deaths of those two, because that's the last time we ever see him interacting. Luna's still alive, and Matsumoto's like, alright, here's my daughter, Luna. So, I kind of don't really see that. And yeah, all that aside, now, as for the music. The music is freaking beautiful, okay? I mean, just the entire show. The entire show's music is beautiful. And, again, I kind of see why I really like this show. I also really loved, how they used, like, all the, like, quote-unquote important songs for all the scenes. My Code, Tender Moon Tempo, surprisingly, I don't think they put in Polaris, though. Yeah, they didn't pull out, what was that song called? Hold on. Oh yeah, sorry, Ensemble for Polaris. I'm surprised they didn't put that song in, but once again, it is what it is. So yeah, this is something I kind of want to show you overall, and this is more of a commentary on the anime itself, but you know how in each, at the very, like, first half of the anime, they had, like, a different OP each time? Even when they use the same song, like, Sing My Pleasure was the most common song, but, like, even then, they generally use different visuals and stuff. Throughout the latter half of the show, they didn't really do that, except at like, the very end scene where, you know, they show Vivy's, like, the tower being more and more completed. But other than that, I kind of wish they did that thing where they, you know, like, change the OP each time. Or not even if they don't change the song, I kind of like how they change the, like, visuals each time. And that's, like, another thing I really loved about the show, the OP. And I remember watching that OP for the last time and just knowing, dang, this is the last time I'm ever going to, like, watch this OP as part of the show. That's kind of sad. That was, like, last week, though. But anyways, yeah, Sing My Pleasure, definitely one of the best OPs I've ever seen. Not only is the song amazing, but it's just thematically important, too. Especially in episodes 5 and 6 with Grace. Out of the songs, I would say Sing My Pleasure and... Well, actually, I don't know. All the songs were pretty good. I'd say Sing My Pleasure and Fluorite Eye were probably the best. Well, actually, I don't really know. I did like, I mean, they're all pretty good. Galaxy Anthem, Harmony of One's Heart. Those were all pretty good. My Code was okay. I wasn't as huge of a fan of, what was it called? Tender Moonlight Tempo, but, I mean, now that I listen to it again, I do admit that one's pretty good. But yeah, all the songs were really amazing. I really like, and this isn't really like the quote-unquote important songs, but I really like the fight songs as well. The one that first appears when Vivy is fighting Beth, who once again, I think as much as I love Beth, like, her story was kind of over, so I think it was kind of a bad idea to bring her back, but, you know. So yeah, these are just some of the, I guess, like, little shower thoughts I had about the show and stuff. Like, there's not really much to say about it. It's a recap episode, and it does a good job of, well, recapping the show. Apparently, 86 did the same thing, where they had a massive recap episode at the very end of the show. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, because if there's, like, a Season 2, I get why you would want to release a recap episode before that, but right after Season 1 has ended, I don't know, but it was more Vivy, and I guess one last semi-extra Vivy Saturday, so I appreciated it. And yeah, once again, it's a really lovely show. If you haven't seen the show, I mean, I assume everyone watching this video has seen the show, because if you haven't, then, like, what are you actually doing? But yeah, overall, it was a great show. I really loved it, and, like, I'm really sad it's over. But that's all there really is to say. The music was beautiful. The show was beautiful. The characters were charming. And everything else I wanted to say I've said in the previous review. So, yeah, I guess this is kind of a recap review as well. It's pretty unnecessary, actually. As a matter of fact, once again, if you haven't seen the original review of the entire show, and because I'm going to assume that you've seen the entire show already, if you haven't seen the entire show, link is here. Please click it. Please watch it. I actually started reviewing this show review episode 6 onwards. So episodes 1 through 6 are covered by this giant halfway review, which turned out wasn't really a halfway review because there's 13 episodes, but that's beside the point. Episodes 7 through episode 13 are covered by the original episode, so go watch that. And yeah, that is that. Once again, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't done so already. And that is that, folks. It was an amazing show. It was an amazing wild ride, and I loved every minute of it. I feel very proud to have said I watched this show while it was airing. Because this, Vivy, is truly a hidden masterpiece. Like, this show is a masterpiece, okay? No joke. This show's a masterpiece. Wit Studio, you did an amazing job. And once again, everyone, as Vivy all would say, thank you for your kind attention.